Hey all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNI news video. And we've got a lot to cover as always, so let's jump right into it and let's start off with some Marvel news for you guys. So first of all, I just want to give you guys a heads up that it looks like that Silver Surfer, that new Silver Surfer Marvel Legend figure that Hasbro announced a couple months ago, the one is based on the Fallen One storyline that comes with Thor's hammer and the blast effect, has some darker metallic colors to it than the original Silver Surfer that they did a year or so ago. This one here in the United States will be released as a Walgreens exclusive. I don't have any information on when it's actually going to see release here in the US, but I can tell you, thanks to Troy Collects Toys, it is starting to see release in Canada. There it's an EB Games exclusive, and he says that EB Games has started to fill orders for people who had pre-ordered that figure. I've also heard that places in the UK, I believe like In Demand Toys, is going to be getting the figure in stock within the next few days. So, basically people outside the US, if you're wanting to get your hands on the figure, you probably should be able to do so very soon. For those of us in the US, when exactly Walgreens will release it, I don't know. Hopefully soon. They don't even have it listed or haven't even had it listed on their website for pre-order or anything. So we'll just have to wait and see. I will put the SKU number down in the video description so you can use that to try and track it. And a big thanks to Troy Collects Toys for the heads up on this one. Now, the other news on the Marvel Legend front that I have for you guys is a follow-up to a story I talked about in the last news video with new listings that had shown up on a Canadian distributor website. So I've gotten some more details on those listings that I wanted to go on and share with you guys. So the big mystery that I talked about last time was the figure that was listed as a villain figure with skull. And I surmised maybe possibly it was going to be a new Maestro figure, which, based on intel I've seen is coming. And so I was speculating that perhaps that's what this listing was for. But it turns out that is not the case. What it appears this figure is this listing was for, and this information comes via the guys over at Fwoosh. Tatooine Sandstorm dug up some numbers, and it looks like this is actually just one of the figures in the Bring On the Bad Guys wave, the Hydra Supreme figure. So, they uncovered the individual numbers for each of the figures in the wave. I had previously told you what I believe the figures were going to be in that wave. Except for the Build-A-Figure, which we still don't know, but he was able to match up some numbers. So it does not look like that Canadian listing from the Everest website is actually anything new as in that we haven't talked about already. Again, there should be a Maestro figure coming, which actually Fwoosh also gave a little extra details. It looks like that might see release around August. And again, they seem to further confirm that the $50 price tag that I mentioned for that one. I don't know if all deluxe figures are going up to a $50 price tag, but again, that one should end up being $50. And I've also been doing some digging. I talked a couple weeks ago about how it looked like there was going to be a price hike on Marvel Legend figures and probably other 6-inch lines from Hasbro, with the MSRP going from $19.99 to $22.99. I've done further confirmations, gotten some additional confirmations from additional sources, and it does look, in fact, like that is happening. So I believe the final waves that are going to have the standard $19.99 price tag are going to include the House of X X-Men wave, the first Disney Plus wave, the Shang-Chi wave, the Bring On the Bad Guys wave, and the Eternals wave. Now, as far as the Shang-Chi wave and the Eternals wave, those releases are going to be dependent on when the actual movies ever get released. So, but those should be, as far as I can tell, are the last regular waves that will have the $19.99 price hike. And so basically late summer on, we'll start seeing that standard price of $22.99. Going back to those listings from the Everest website, so the guys at Fwoosh dug out some additional numbers on that Fantastic Four Retro wave. We still don't know the exact figures on that are going to be included in that wave. These are going to be on those Fantastic Four Retro card backs, but there are 5 figures in the wave, or I'm sorry, 6 figures in the wave, and there is no Build-A-Figure, which is standard for a Retro wave. They also dug up some numbers for what was another mystery, what was listed as Legends Classic on the Everest website. So Fwish is listing this as Legends Classic X, and they've given us individual numbers on each of the figures. Now, I've looked at those numbers, and I'm pretty sure this is actually a listing for a second Age of Apocalypse wave. So that's my feeling. We'll have to wait and see if that actually ends up being the case. But I do believe there will be a second wave of Age of Apocalypse figures coming, and I believe that's what these listings are for. And I don't know, like with the Fantastic Four Retro wave, I don't know the specific figures that will be in this wave. There should be a Build-A-Figure, I would imagine. But, and I suspect one of those figures will at least be Sabretooth to go along with the Wild Child that was released in the first wave. But again, I don't have any specific details on that one. And then something I have not previously reported on that the guys at Fwish dug up are listings for what is being dubbed Infinity Saga figures. So this should be similar to what we saw a couple years ago with the anniversary, the MCU anniversary figures. It's kind of a subline. Now, I have mentioned previously that I expected to see a Quicksilver figure released this year from Age of Ultron and a Warrior Thor figure released from Avengers Endgame. And I do believe both of those figures will be part of this Infinity Saga subline. But these listings that Fwish has dug up are for different figures. And you can see here, I can't tell you right now the exact figures that these are going to be, but I will tell you that I am pretty confident in saying that the one that says AVN4 is Avengers, and that is going to be a 2-pack. And then the one that says THR3, that is a single release. And the one that says I Am One is also a single release. And as far as I know of, those prices are correct that you see listed there. So that kind of gives you a clue of what we might be talking about here. So more details will be obviously coming on these, but I think this is something that's going to be very cool that people are really going to like. So hats off to Fwish for finding these numbers, and hopefully Hasbro will be officially confirming these. Of course, we will treat all of this as rumor until Hasbro does officially confirm this stuff, but I'm definitely kind of excited to see more of this Infinity Saga line. And then the final bit of news I have on the Marvel front for you guys today is just to let you know, mark your calendars for next Monday. It will be the first Monday of the new month. Yes, it'll already be February. Can you believe it? And there will be a new Marvel Legend reveal next Monday. So, and whatever it is, and I actually don't know what it is at this point. I have some guesses, but I don't know specifically what it is. But whatever it is, we will have, of course, full coverage of it up on Marvelous News as it's officially revealed. Okay, now flipping over to some Super 7 news. So first of all, just today they released official images for a new figure in their Ultimates line. So this is based on a band named Ghost, and I guess I'm old because I've never heard these guys before. I've seen Super 7 do some figures on these guys for their Reaction line, but they are doing a 7-inch Ultimates based on, I guess, the lead in the band, Papa. So with some, who I guess comes out in some fairly elaborate garb, heavy metal band, I believe this is. So again, I'm not really familiar with these guys, but if you're a fan, Super 7 is doing some figures on these guys, and they are available for pre-order now on the Super 7 website. Super 7 late last week released a teaser image of several new properties that they are soon going to be announcing. They're going to be continuing to tease these brands this week. And with this, you can see the first line there on the left side is looking like it's for Thundercats. And we've actually gotten that tease already, so I'm going to talk about more of that in just a second here. The second one, I'm not entirely sure. The third one there is looks definitely like Silverhawk. So it's been kind of long rumored that they were going to be doing Silverhawk figures. I'm guessing both for Reaction and Ultimates, but definitely I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing Silverhawks for the Ultimates line. So hopefully we'll get more of a confirmation on that sometime this week. But if you're a fan of that old 80s property, it looks like it is going to be making a return. The next line after that, a lot of people have been saying Godzilla. I'm not sure I see Godzilla there, but if it is Godzilla, I'm guessing it's going to be for their reaction line, something for the reaction line. The next one is clearly the Enterprise D from Star Trek The Next Generation, and I would guess is going to be something reaction related. I doubt they're going to be doing 7-inch Ultimates figures. I won't swear it's impossible, but my guess is that's probably a tease for the reaction line. The next line after that, many people are guessing Power Rangers. We already know they're doing reaction figures. We've seen indications that they're doing Power Ranger reaction figures. Those are available for pre-order now at Big Bad Toy Store. I don't think they would be doing Ultimate since that's kind of Hasbro's thing. And I believe they're also doing a larger scale cyborg figures, those ones that have the translucent plastic. You can see the insides and stuff. So I think they're going to be doing Power Rangers for that line as well. But and then the final one is the Mummy Boy mascot from Super 7. So I guess I don't know if that's just there to be there or if they're actually going to be doing some type of figure of that mascot or what have you. But to me, definitely Silverhawks. I'm excited to hear more about that. The Thundercats, which yesterday we got the official. I've talked about this already, that they had been indicating that they were going to be doing an Ultimates version of the Thundertank. Well, yesterday we got our first image of that Thundertank, and you can see Lion-O standing on the top of it, so it does look like it's a very nice size. Specific details are supposed to be coming later this week, including things like pricing. I'm just throwing a number out there, but I'm guessing this is probably going to cost in the neighborhood of $300. We'll have to see if I'm high or low on that, but that is my guess. I would also probably guess they're going to do some type of crowdsourcing or made to pre-order type thing on this one. But again, those details should be coming later this week. Switching over to NECA. So NECA this week revealed official images for their upcoming Toony Terror 6-inch, the Grady twins, based on the Shining movie. So they had kind of previewed these figures previously, but they are in fact coming for the Toony Terrors line. And this set is going to be released first at Walmart stores, and then later on, a few months later, it will see a general release everywhere. But the first place you'll be able to pick these up is Walmart. And again, if you're a fan of The Shining, my guess is these will be the only figures they do. I doubt they've got Jack Nicholson's rights to do him in any form, though that would be really awesome if they did. But we're definitely getting the Grady twins. Also, real quick, reports have started to surface that the Rat King set for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Target exclusive 2-pack with the Vernon figure has started to hit Target stores in Texas. NECA had said that set was going to start hitting in late January or February, so true to their word. Texas seems to be the first place they've shown up, but if you're wanting to get this set, hopefully you'll be able to find it soon. And I will say that, like earlier this week, the Splinter and Baxter 2-pack went up on the Target website and is actually, as I'm talking, several days later, is still available. So if you haven't gotten your hands on that set, you can buy it on the Target website. The Krang Android body figure, deluxe figure, also went up on the Target website this week. However, it sold out under 24 hours. It was up there for at least a good couple of hours, but it has since sold out. But it definitely, I've talked about this before, it definitely seems like NECA is starting to finally get these figures out in greater numbers, and Target is, they're getting a little bit easier to actually get your hands on. So hopefully that trend will continue, including with the Rat King, and people will be able to, who actually want it, will be able to find it and not have to resort to secondary market prices. For you G.I. Joe fans, so just real quick, an update to a story I talked about a couple weeks ago. We finally got those official images for the Wave 1 Redeco figures. So as I mentioned a few weeks ago, Hasbro is actually phasing out the original Wave 1 figures that they did with these newer ones with the updated paint decos. So specifically Roadblock, Scarlet, and Duke all have some alterations to their paint decos. They've kind of been toned down. The gold has been removed and things like that. And then even the Snake Eyes figure, even though the Snake Eyes you see here is actually the original Snake Eyes, there's actually apparently a variant of that one that's seeing release now. The little red dot on his forehead, which honestly I'd never even noticed until I saw people talking about this one. But that red dot on his forehead has been removed. And then the knife that was originally packaged separately is now packaged on the figure in the sheath on his leg, and I guess that's because with the original figures, a lot of them had problems with that knife fitting properly, including on my own. So I guess they fixed that, and now they've packaged the knife in the sheath. So that one very minor, but the other three do have some decent paint differences to them. Destro, as far as I know of, is exactly the same. So I don't think there's been any changes made to the Destro figure, which is not surprising because that one was kind of near perfect and the best figure in the wave, in my opinion. So places like Big Bad Toy Store do have these available for pre-order, and also they've started to show up at retail as retailers are restocking these figures. They're getting this newer inventory. So as I mentioned before, you might, if you have the original ones, you might want to hold on to them, because my guess is they will be the more scarce figures in the line as time goes on, and there's greater quantities of the newer figures over the original ones. In other G.I. Joe news, some news from the Funko toy front. So just today they announced some new pop vinyl figures. So we were getting these are pretty much based on the original action figures with Scarlet, Baroness, Commando, Snake Eyes with Uzi, and then Storm Shadow. Storm Shadow actually really doesn't look like the original action figure. That's the only one that kind of varies a little bit. But the other three definitely look like are based on the original action figures. And then there's also a Funko store exclusive version of Snake Eyes, Ninja Snake Eyes with the visor, and he includes a timber, which is something Hasbro has failed to do with their classified line, which hopefully they'll rectify at some point. But these are up for pre-order now. The regular figures are available at places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. Funko also revealed today that they are going to be doing Transformer versus G.I. Joe mystery boxes. So each of these mystery boxes, there's two. There's one with a G.I. Joe themed lunchbox, and then one with a Transformer themed lunchbox. And each one is going to come with 2 pops, 1 keychain, 1 decal, and 1 pin set. And these are exclusive to GameStop, and they are available on the GameStop website now. So if you want to pick these up, that's the place to go. On the McFarlane Toys front for DC Multiverse, so we've gotten our first in-hand look at that Lunar New Year Edition gold Hellbat figure, a variant of the Hellbat figure that is painted gold. I talked about this figure previously. It was only just officially announced last month, but it has started to show up overseas. So this image here, this in-hand image of the figure, comes via HT Toy Shop, and I've seen a number of different overseas places starting to get this figure in stock. As far as here in the US, it was said by McFarlane last month that this figure would be going up for pre-order here in the US sometime in February. So when it's actually released and such, I believe this will be available everywhere. But when it actually sees release in the US, I would say February is going to be the earliest. Just today, Todd McFarlane released another one of his videos where he showed off some new DC Multiverse figures. So I told you about these 3 figures coming back in October. A retailer had leaked them out, but now we've got the official confirmation on them. And except for the Nightwing, there's nothing Batman related here. So no actual Batmans in this wave, and then only one figure that's somewhat related to Batman. But that one is the Death of the Family Nightwing, which you can see is kind of a reuse of the previous Nightwing that they've done, only now it has like a Joker type head to it. We've got a John Stewart Green Lantern. This is probably the one I want the most, and he does have some translucent green weapon accessories. They've previously done the animated series John Stewart Green Lantern, but now we're getting the comic book based one. And then the final figure here is a Bizarro Superman, so based on the more modern costume. Now, all 3 of these figures, I believe, will be going up for pre-order sometime in March, and according to Todd in his video, the figures will be released in May. Okay, now for Star Wars. So I've got a couple things to share with you on the Star Wars front. So first of all, I've got a new rumor report to share with you guys. Based on intel that I have seen, it looks like we are going to be getting a fan channel exclusive version of Carnor Jax from the Dark Empire storylines. Now, Hasbro has previously done 3 3/4-inch versions of this character, and I think he's a badass looking character, so I'm glad to hear that it looks like he is getting a 6-inch figure. However, one thing I do want to note at this time, I don't believe this character is considered official Star Wars canon anymore. He comes from the Dark Horse days of comic books, but since Hasbro's previously done this character in figure form, and maybe at some point he is going to become actual official canon, I don't know. But at the very least, I would say Hasbro probably got permission to go on and do this guy. But he should be coming sometime this year. It should be a fan channel exclusive, as I understand it. I don't know exactly when it's going to be released. And it's kind of seems like a going theme this year that for fan channel exclusives, they're going to be doing comic book based figures. I previously told you how it looked like there was going to be a Jackson figure. There should also be a Darth Maul figure coming, which originally I thought was going to be based on the Clone Wars animated series, but now it's seemingly more like it's going to be comic book based. I don't know if that will result in a big difference. But there should be a new Darth Maul figure coming, and then also a Luke Skywalker figure as well, which should be comic book based. I have no idea what Luke's had many different looks in the comics over the years, so I have absolutely no idea what version of Luke. But those all should be fan channel exclusive figures coming at some point this year. Then thanks to the overseas retailer Damning Toys, it looks like we are going to be getting some reissue figures of Episode 1 characters, including the just released Jar Jar Binks, which was a deluxe figure, Mace Windu, Qui-Gon Jinn. Now, the thing about these figures is it looks like they're going to be released on Episode 1 card backs. I believe this is part of the Lucasfilm 50th anniversary. I do believe this is something that will probably be announced or officially shown this coming Friday during Hasbro's Fan Friday event, which will take place at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And I believe here in the United States, Damning Toys is an overseas retailer, but here in the United States, I am thinking these are going to be some type of store exclusive. I don't know which store, but I don't think these are going to be general releases. And then on top of that, Yakface, the folks at Yakface have come across some news that indicate that we are going to be getting 3 reissues of figures, including an Episode 4 Obi-Wan Kenobi, Greedo, and a Jawa, all that will feature Kenner-like deco paint schemes. So this is something we've seen them do similar with other figures like Boba Fett and Zuckuss and Forlon that they offered as a 2-pack. Now, according to Yakface, these will be released as Amazon exclusives. This is probably something else that we will see officially announced this coming Friday. I can't say for sure, but I'm guessing we will. And if these are Amazon exclusives, I wouldn't be surprised if here in the United States, those Episode 1 figures ended up being Amazon exclusives as well. Or they could be released at multiple stores. We've seen them go that route. But something new that I believe will be revealed this coming Friday is the next member in the Bad Batch. So previously Hasbro had announced Black Series figures of the characters Hunter and Crosshair. These guys first appeared in Season 7 of the Clone Wars. They're getting their own animated series later this year on Disney+. And I believe that we will see a reveal of the next character, which is Tech, this coming Friday, which I believe will be part of the same wave that includes the Hunter and Crosshair. So that entire wave should make up the 3 Bad Batch members, and then also the Bo-Katan figure and the Ventress figure, both of which Hasbro has already confirmed. So again, I do expect to see that revealed this coming Friday during their live stream event. As for the final original member of the Bad Batch, the Wrecker character, as Yakface reported last year, and I've seen further confirmation of this as well, the Wrecker figure should be a deluxe figure that is released sometime in August. I don't know if we will see that one this Friday or not. I don't know if that one will be officially announced, but do expect Wrecker to be released as a deluxe figure sometime in the August timeframe. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about in the comments section below. As always, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Like this video if you're so inclined. Stay safe out there, guys, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification to alert it every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.